Piper, firstly, welcome back to Wallaroos colours. After the last 12 months you've gone through, coming back to Waratahs, what does it mean to be standing here and, preparing for that sort of Wallaroos most debut?
It means everything. If I'm completely honest, this last 12 months has been really difficult, and it's been about 18 months since I pulled an Australian jersey. The last time I had the opportunity was the last game of the World Cup in 2022. So it is extremely special to me to have the privilege and honour to pull on that jersey again. It is always such an honour to play for your country, to play for the people within your country and the girls who unfortunately couldn't make the squad this time round. So I don't take it lightly, and as I've already said, I'm extremely honoured.
There's been sort of mixed feelings, named captain, but not being able to sort of lead them out, but watching the success they had. Did that sort of serve as motivation when you're trying to sort of grind back and, when you have the second setback to really sort of make sure you can get back to the Waratahs and peak fitness and peak form? Yeah,
definitely. The girls had an exceptional year last year, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. Getting to watch that from the sidelines just gave me a whole new perspective of what it means to be a Wallaroo and what it means to represent your country, but also the value I hold on playing with the girls around me and the community of rugby as well is, I definitely learn a lot from that, but it definitely fueled the fire to get back on that paddock, because at the end of the day, it is such an honour and such a privilege, and it's why I train the way I train, to hopefully have the ability to pull on that jersey again.
There's 11 or 12 of you, the Waratahs in this 23. A lot of you girls coming off that final win and also 10 days ago. Are you a believer that you can take momentum from that and really just keep laying it into this test season and, pull the sort of result against Canada?
Yeah, definitely, hopefully. I think the Super W season this year, every year, is increasing, and that's only going to improve our ability to play at an international level, and I think we're seeing that every year. So heading on the back of this Super W is extremely important, and I think it's going to be really beneficial in increasing our ability against Canada and the likes of them.
Well, you were one of the players that sort of said it was a curious sort of vibe going into camp. Now that you're, deep in it, sort of week into it, what's it sort of been for those first impressions?
First impressions are really positive. The culture around the group is already so strong, and the coaching style and implementation which Chris, Sneedsy and Jo herself have put within the team so early, and reinforcing what we want to achieve as a group early as well, and where we're building to, is extremely important. And as I said, the vibes are extremely positive, and the way Jo carries herself is so high performance, and the fact she holds herself to that standard is radiating through the group so well.
Does it impact the new coach factor? Did it impact during Super Rugby as far as people being aware they have to impress the new coach, and even in training now, do you notice something that for people there was so much uncertainty, position?
Yes and no. I think with any time selection for an international campaign is coming up, or even Super W is coming up, people are always nervous. It's part of the game. You want to keep succeeding, but you want to put your best foot forward always. And as I said, there was a level of curiosity around what that was going to look like, and now that we're in it, there is that level of high performance, and you need to push to be the best. And I think that is extremely important in a high performance environment, especially playing for your country. That it's really good to have that level of uncertainty, because it pushes you to be better. It pushes you not to get, stagnant as an athlete. It makes you keep pushing. So I think it's been really beneficial for us, the squad, to have a new set of eyes on the squad and seeing what they can bring.
This team's obviously aspirational, it sets targets that maybe even other people don't see. What are your goals for this season heading into the World Cup? Where would you like to be at the end of the year?
As a team, I think we are really incredible athletes, and with the mechanisms that Chris, Jo and Needsy have put in place, we are constantly building, but we have a goal to be a top 4 team. And I believe by the time we hit the World Cup, I truly believe in the quality of the girls, and I think that is achievable. We just got to stick to our processes, stick to what we have in place, and trust one another and the connections that we're building. And I think it'll be really exciting to see over this next few campaigns where the Wallaroos land.
We're talking about being a top 4 side, and this is 4th. How much of a barometer can this be? Or is it a case of you still think there's going to be improvements left in the side, given short turnaround from Waratahs, new coach? Do you think how can this sort of be a barometer for whether this team can be a top 4 side heading into 25 and beyond?
I think it's hard to put time or anything on it, I think. But with that, as Jo touched on herself, is they've given us the things to put in place. It's now up to us to, in such a short turnaround, to see what we can do with those things heading into Canada, but keep building on those. And yes, we say we want to be a top 4 team, but we want to push to be higher if we can. And like any team, you train to perform, and we train to hold ourselves to such a high standard. And as individuals, I know I play to win. Everyone does. That's why you play the game and you absolutely love it. So definitely ready to take on the challenge, and we're excited for this weekend and the campaigns after.
I think you were one of 11 debutants 2 years ago that came in, and I think it's like Pete Young, Tess in Brisbane. You've now got sort of 9 new faces in the squad now. How do these sort of experienced girls really sort of look to, I guess, not only lean on and to help the younger players through it, but also approach a camp differently when you're now used to it. You're no longer sort of those young faces coming into the unknown.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a really good mix between more experienced and new girls coming through, and having 11 debutants was definitely special, but it's also extremely important now having that experience throughout the group, because it changes the atmosphere of the squad. And with those new girls coming through, it kind of allows sort of a mentorship to an extent between the girls who have that bit more experience and those younger girls coming through. If that's culturally gameplay, it just allows a different environment, and I think that is a massive shift we've had now, and I think that's incredibly important. And yeah, I think that'll radiate through the group really well.
Sounds like an obvious question, because you went there obviously. Did the results of last year serve as kind of a confidence boosting, as far as target setting for this team, and what we look back and say, yeah, we achieved some pretty big things?
Yeah, I definitely think it did. I wouldn't say it impacted directly our goals for this season, but individually for the girls, getting those results is incredibly important, and it has set a really good platform mentally for the girls to come into this season as well, that we can achieve such great things like we did at World XV1. And heading into this season, it did set a very positive platform for us to work off.